Man United won, West Ham won at the Old Trafford. We're going to be talking about that. Was that a very good point, or was that a missed opportunity to try and get a win against a team that potentially were there for the taking? I'm here with Scott on the instant match reaction, mate. Mixed feelings for me on that one. Very mixed feelings.
It is, isn't it? I don't think it's a missed opportunity, mate. I think it's a point gained. After the second half against Bournemouth, after a lacklustre performance at home to Liverpool, I think a draw was a fair result in the end. And I don't think we had enough about us to win this one. We lacked punch. We didn't really create too many clear-cut chances. Wilson was feeding a lot off of scraps. And I think that's why the substitutions were the way they were, if I'm being honest. So, I think it's a point gained.
See, my problem is at that point when we scored, like we were starting to cause problems. That substitution for me of bringing off Wilson for Kilman, you're basically just giving up on trying to go for the win. And at that point, I thought it was there. Like, yes, we could have went on and lost it, but I just feel like at the point of where we are in the table, we need wins. Right? We need wins. And if I look at it in isolation, point at Old Trafford, great point at Old Trafford, all well and good. But just for where we are in the games we've got coming up, I want to see us having a bit of bollocks about us. And here's the thing, right? Bournemouth away. In isolation, points a great result. Now, the difference is of why you're more pissed off than this one. Well, we were 2 goals up, and decisions we made, obviously, we ended up conceding 2. We still get a point. Here, we're a goal behind, which it makes you feel better when you come back and equalise. And so there's that positivity of that. We were losing, we didn't lose. But still, I would have liked to seen us, if you want to bring on Wilson, bring on Marshall, and I just felt like we could have tried to go and get the win.
Look, I see your point, and I do agree with your point. They were there, right? I don't think we would have nicked it. I've been telling you, so I don't think we would have done. And Nuno's not known.
Did you think we was going to equalise, though, Scott? Did you think we was going to equalise?
You know what, right? The longer the game went on, I did.
From a set piece that we never score.
Well, that's what surprised me. It was a tactical substitution putting Irvine on.
Right, and don't chat shit to me now, Scott, because I was sitting there and I was like, I bet Scott's doing his nut. Like, I know. When them subs were made, you was fucking doing your nut when he brought on Irvine.
Look, at the end of the day, I wasn't pleased with Irvine coming. I wasn't. And I'm being honest. It was good to see Kante. It was good to see him coming on, getting his debut. But I wasn't too impressed with Irvine coming on. But he's a better corner taker than Bowen.
Bowen's corners are shocking. Mate.
Yeah, absolutely shocking. I don't understand why he's on corners, because they're not very good. And
Potter's been taking them. Like, why did Bowen just start taking them today?
Yeah. And Bowen's movement in the box, which you see from the goal, his movement in the box causes problems, and he's a player you need in the box. He hasn't got that brilliant delivery, and that is a little bit worrying that we haven't really got set piece takers. I'm not overall enthralled by Potts' corners either. Some of them
they're
are good.
All right, they're hit and miss. Yeah,
exactly, and that's the issue. So it was good that we got a good delivery. Bowen made a good run, which knocked it on and cleared off the line, and it was a good finish. Composed, very calm. A lot of players in that position, especially chasing a goal and not scored for the club before, would have smashed that wide or smashed that over the bar. But it was a very composed finish.
He's really coming into his own, Magassa. Like he had a very good game today once again.
The thing is, Dan, when you look at it overall, look at the performances out there today, right? You look at the 11, right? We were talking on the chat before And I thought we'd possibly go with a back five, and he brought Souček in, which was the obvious thing that he was going to do. But the midfield three, Magassa, Fernandez, and Potts, I thought are really starting to gel and look good. I thought
Mate,
Todibo was good.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, when you said that midfield three, can you imagine we started the season with Rodriguez, flipping Ward-Prowse, and Souček as our midfield three?
Yeah, and it goes to show, look,
Dark
results haven't
days.
been great, right? And I've been very critical of Nuno, but the thing that he's done right is he's sticking with this three. Yeah, and we're they're going to progress. They're going to get better. Fernandez all over the place. Magassa tonight all over the place. Potts very composed in the way he played. Yeah, I thought he was. If you look at the three, I think them two outshone him today.
Yeah.
But at the back line, Todibo absolutely immense. Yeah. Wan-Bissaka, brilliant.
Yeah, man of the match, I think, for me, Wan-Bissaka. Mate, that tackle he done in the penalty box.
Oh, mate, that was brilliant, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. Potts did a good one, but his one was top draw. And do you know what? I think you have to give Nuno credit for Todibo and how he's turned around.
Yep.
Because, mate, I wanted him out of the club, a few weeks ago. And it's like he's a different player. Maybe it's not being shackled to freaking Kilman has helped. But having a manager, you see him embrace like Nuno and Todibo embrace at the end and hugging and happy. And maybe that's just what he needed, the right manager. And mate, he was class.
And the thing is, mate, we turned around and said this with when he switched the two centre halves sidewise, put Todibo on the left. I've said that this was probably to bring Mavropanos back in and have Todibo playing as a left centre back, Mavropanos playing as right centre, which it seems to have panned out. And I've been very critical of Nuno, but one of the things he has done well is getting the leadership quality out of Todibo, because Todibo's leading. We said this the other week. We're lacking leaders in this side. Todibo is leading from the back. His performance today was brilliant, and we need to see more of it. We're defending a lot better. We defended set pieces a lot better today. So there's a lot of positives to take. Much more positives to take today than there was against Liverpool.
Oh yeah, listen, 100%. I look at it and I think, the certain players are much improved. I don't think obviously Paqueta is suspended. He brought in Souček in that position. I don't think Souček did much on the pitch. And once again, I think Bowen had a poor game. Constantly just kicking it at their players. Every time he gets on the ball, he gets in dangerous position, smacks it at one of their players.
Yeah. He did have the best of games, but he wasn't that bad. His decision making is letting him down again, but he did do some good stuff. He's not been the full Bowen that we're used to, and I think that's because he has been our standout man in the past when the chips are down and things ain't going well. He's been the standout.
That's what he should be, though, right? Yeah. We signed him on this new massive contract that we've given him.
Yeah.
We expect him to be he's our captain. We expect him to be on, and I'm not saying he has to be a 10 out of 10 every week, but to get time and time again, you're in these really good positions and you waste and waste and waste. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, of course.
It really was.
We've been very critical of Bowen in the past, and he does turn it around, and I'm sure he will. I just think he's just got not a lot going on, but I think he's played a lot of games. He doesn't really get a rest. I'm not making excuses for him because his form overall's dipped, but he is still a threat. And as I keep saying, when you look at him, we've got nothing else to play down that side. And this is the problem. He hasn't got someone waiting in the wings to try and steal his place. He's very comfortable in there. He knows he's the skipper. He knows he's going to get like start every week. So he's got a little comfortable. And he just needs to lift his game a bit more, just do a little bit more, but he'll come good. He always does. He's just having a bit of a dip in form. That's how I look.
The thing is, mate, we ain't got the luxury of time. So he needs to come good sooner rather than later, because we can sit here and feel a little bit happy, content we got a point at Old Trafford, mate. But Leeds beat Chelsea. We're 2 points away from safety with Brighton away coming up.
Yep.
And Leeds have got Liverpool, and you have to imagine they'll probably give Liverpool more of a game than we did.
Oh, definitely.
Forest are picking up wins. Like, that's the problem. We're not picking up enough wins.
Yeah.
And you look at the next run of games, you think, are we going to pick up a win at Brighton? Are you confident on that? You're confident we're going to pick up a win at Villa at home? Man City away?
But this is the thing, Dan. This is the big concern for me with how we capitulated against Bournemouth with the substitutions that were made. Right, I'll say this again. I said it after Liverpool. You look at Callum Wilson. You're saying he's not fit enough to last 90 minutes. You play him 70 minutes in a game where he doesn't score, and you've played him 9 on 88 minutes tonight in a game that he was feeding off the scraps. But you take him off on the 52nd minute in a game when he's on a hat trick.
Yeah.
It's these decisions that have been the reason why I've been very anti-Nuno.
Yeah. The thing is, if we beat Bournemouth,
yeah,
I feel a lot better about this point then.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I think if we beat Bournemouth, we don't lose to Liverpool.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I think that if we had got that win at Bournemouth, the mood in the camp would have been a bit different. We would have been more confident going up against Liverpool. The first half performance was okay against Bournemouth, and we got the 2 goals, and we deserved to be in the lead. But the second half was awful, and because of that, we're in a negative mindset going into the Liverpool game. Because let's be honest, Liverpool were there. Liverpool were more there for the beating in that first half at the weekend than Man United were tonight.
Yeah,
and we just danced around the ring and didn't really lay a glove on them.
Someone said in the chat on the watch along that a point away from home is never a bad thing, and I said, well, it is when you're West Ham because our home form is so bad.
Yeah,
that we can't sit there and go, well, point's good because what we're gonna our home's a fortress. It's not. Our home form is worse than our away form. So when you drop points away, are you confident and sit there and go, well, Villa will come into we'll do Villa at home? No, there's no chance. Like that, I'm thinking confident on that.
No, and that's the big problem, mate. Like you said, normally your home form is, especially when you're down at the bottom of the league, there your home form is important. Your home games are really important. You look at it, right? If we can get 6 or 7 wins at home, we'll be fine. At the moment, the way we are, we're looking. Well, we need to get 6 or 7 wins away from home. Because we haven't got, as we've said before in the past, we haven't got that home advantage that other football teams have, that Leeds have. Chelsea played into Leeds' hands with the amount of changes they made, but that Ellen Road, can be a fortress because it's always a tough place to go, and it
City ground for Forest as well.
Yeah.
Even Turf Moor is. Do you know what I mean? These are tough grounds. Whereas we haven't got that advantage. We're at a disadvantage compared to everyone else because of the home situation. So it's...
And this is the thing, Dan. These points at places where you don't expect to get them are good points, so long as you then go to places like when you play at Wolves, like when you play at Burnley, like when you play Fulham, and you pick up points and you get the wins.
Yeah.
If
what the thing is?
You've got to be worried.
Yeah, and do you know what the issue is? With December, with games coming thick and fast, this is the worry. Is I looked at that squad, and it is worrying.
Yeah.
You had Kante. We've been calling for Kante to get minutes, but we don't want to rely on Kante. I was really happy to see him on the pitch.
Yep.
Urfi, who's been injured, hasn't really got a chance. Like a lot of youngsters, but then there's no one on that bench where you can say he can come on and change it. That's who you bring on if the chips are down, or he can definitely fill in for him if he gets injured. And we're seeing how much we're suffering with Somerville being out.
Yeah,
Somerville is such a massive loss. That pace and
this is the thing, and this is what surprised me. We've not seen anything of Urfi.
I thought him for Souček would have been.
Yeah, and that's sometimes where Nuno probably comes a bit unstuck. He doesn't look at that option. He said he does try and revert to the play it safe option, right? And the like for like subs, to take a Souček off when Souček was looking tired and bringing on an Earthy that's got a bit of pace, a bit of enthusiasm about him. And let's be honest, Man United ain't that great. You're like you said, if we had Somerville on the bench and you bring him on with 15 minutes to go, it's a different story, isn't it? Down that left hand side, we were progressively stronger down the right, but having something different will help. Somerville coming back will be a big boost, but you've got to
When's he
start.
back?
Well, this is
The
it.
thing is, because
This
we heard it
mysterious
wasn't that
injury.
bad. It's
Yeah.
mysterious. And remember, like, this is what's that. We've seen it with Andy Carroll, seen it with Somerville before. When they don't want to tell you how long he's out and they hide it and all of that, it's usually not good. You know, there's no like, is he out? Because they know like it's a probably bad news.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like they'd just go, yeah, be back in a couple of weeks out. No, I don't like the sound of that.
No, but this is why you've then got to be using players like Earthy. Who you've got there, and he's been saying that he's been impressed with the youngsters. They want to start using the youngsters and looking not to use players that want to go elsewhere, or we're looking to offload. You're still sitting. You've got Rodriguez on the bench. You've got Irving on the bench. You're trying to keep the experience, because if you look at our midfield that started, how young it is, and then look at the bench is even younger. So you've not got no experience there. So I get why they've kept certain people around.
Yeah.
But, you've got to start using these. You've got to start trusting the youngsters, because we're going to need them. Between now and the transfer window opening, if Somerville's injury and he's not going to be back, I know Paquetá's back, but you're still very thin, still very light. So give these guys minutes.
Yeah. This is as someone's asked there. I was wondering about where was Guilherme? Like, he weren't even in the squad. He came on and played against Liverpool, and now he's not in the squad. Full crew came on and played, not in the squad. Like, we're hearing that he's dropped some players, but that's just bizarre, because I know what's his name? Guilherme hasn't pulled up any trees, but he's pace, and he actually looked all right when he come off the bench.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. I thought, from what Bournemouth, I wasn't impressed with him, but when he came against Liverpool, he showed some glimpses of what he could do when he picked up the ball and run at players. That was a very strange one. That was, unless these are players that are going out the window, that are going out the door in January, and we're going to look.
Igor weren't on the bench either. Like, you had no Igor, no Füllkrug, no Guilherme. I can't believe that they were just all injured. Like, they've all picked up injuries, and that's why we're not seeing them.
I think with Igor, he's sort of picked Kilman over Igor, isn't he? Because there was you want to look at the youth and use the youth, and you've got a player that's on loan that you're probably not going to keep at the end of the season. So he is the one that's going to miss out. The game didn't really need a right back and two centre halves on the bench. We had a right back, we had a centre half, we had an experienced midfielder, an older midfielder, and a young midfielder. And then we had a couple of attackers. So, that was covered there. So I just think Igor just missed out just because he is a lone player.
Yeah, it's the thing, man. Like I say, there's something there in this team. I just think the lack of goals in the team, like the lack of sort of chances created. It's great that we scored a set piece, because I said this on PMP. If you're struggling to create and score from open play, you need to rely on your set pieces. The fact that we had Irving, who's not going to be starting, is the one who took that set piece and that it was scored from. I'm not convinced that we've unlocked set pieces yet. And the fact that it weren't like we beat them in the air. We're in a relegation battle, and we're 20th in the league for set pieces scored from, right?
Yeah.
And that is worrying, because we're struggling to create and score from open play, and we're terrible at set pieces. So where are the goals coming from? It was fortunate it bounced around and dropped to Magassa, and Magassa took it well. But from week to week, are you confident we're scoring?
No, but when you look at Man United's goal, that was lucky. It was a great touch, a good finish, but the ball going to him, the way it ricocheted and went straight to him, you get luck in the game sometimes.
I'm seeing a lot of this, though. A player with space in the box who's just standing there unmarked, We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
So against Liverpool, we see it against Arsenal with Rice on the edge of the box.
And that's probably one of the only faults in Wan-Bissaka's game tonight was he was too far off of that player. He should have been closer to him. He was sitting far too deep, but look, the guy took the goal well. And these are the little things that we've got to iron out to improve defensively. Because, as you said, Dan, we're lacking creativity. We're lacking shots on goal. We're lacking shots on target. So we need our defence to be a bit solid because we're not creating enough chances. But we've also got to be potent when we do get these chances.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, mate. And you look, right, someone said how many games between now and then. So we've got Brighton away Sunday. A week from that, we've got Aston Villa at home. Then we've got Man City away the following Saturday. The Saturday after that, we've got Fulham at home. Then we got Brighton at home 3 days later. Like, you look at that and you think, yeah, maybe Fulham at home. And that's they're not that far from. We need to be looking to get win there.
Yeah.
This is tough fixtures. And then we start the new year off with Wolves away. And you think, please God, but we need to make sure we're in and around the mix and we're not too many points adrift.
No. And this is the thing, though. Going away to Brighton's never easy. We need to get something now. Villa's going to be a very, very difficult game. Like you said, Fulham, that's winnable. Wolves, definitely winnable. Forest, another winnable game. These are the ones where we've got to go and pick up the points. But as I said, we need to be, I look at it this way, we need to be in the hunt to get out of this bottom three, at least no more than 3 points adrift off of the team, fourth and bottom, going into January, and we can get reinforcements through the door. That's the key place to be. We've got to be there. If we're adrift by 6 points, we're in trouble.
Yeah, that 100%, and that is so crucial. That January transfer window, mate, that is massive. And because the thing is, so many teams are going to be trying to sign players. Like so many teams in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be prepared. We need to be prepared.
Yeah.
So it's one of them ones. Like, look, I don't think we're down. I don't think we're safe. Oh, God. Oh, it's Nicky. All right, mate. Nicky Hawkins outside Old Trafford. West Ham 1, Man United 1. He can't hear nothing. Oh, that's a great start.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you now. Sorry, it's connected to the radio. The radio's not working.
Right. Nicky Hawkins outside Old Trafford. Man United 1, West
Ham. Yeah, on my way home. Happy hammer tonight. You all right, Elton? What's going on?
You're happier than us.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I thought that was a good performance.
Context, Nicholas. Context. Like, this is what we're talking about. It was good, but we need wins, mate. And that's the thing.
No, you absolutely. And I've said that. I've done an instant match reaction straight after, and what I said is, it's a great point. It's a great battling point. But these things are coming too little, too late. And he's now discovering, I think, his better team. And I think that the potency in front of goal is just not good enough. And that's something that we really have to address by January. But that could be too little, too late. And we do have to, when you see the teams like, Leeds beating Chelsea and Fulham beating Tottenham and things like that, they're things that we haven't done this year. We haven't gone to a big club and got the points. And and everyone else, even when you see Fulham the other night fighting back from 5-1 down to 5-4, we go 5-1 down against Man City, it's going to be 10-1, not 5-4. And that is. But that being said, I did see a lot of fight out there tonight, and that is something I cannot. I can forgive lack of ability. I can't forgive lack of effort, and I didn't see a lack of effort tonight.
Yeah, but this is the thing, right? And I'm a big Nuno defender, but the lack of fight, I thought, was from Nuno because he went and played for the point at the end and took Wilson off and brought on Kilman. That was him saying, let's settle for the point instead of just let's try to go and win the game, where it still felt a bit open.
I think Jared's struggling in front of goal. Jared is struggling in front of goal. You can see he's struggling in front of goal. I think it was the right decision. Listen, I don't think Kilman coming on was, he's going to fucking wrap up a point. I think he probably gives you a disability rather than an advantage. But, there were chances there at the end. We finished the game the better. I thought their goal was very lucky. I thought they got a very fortunate bounce. And it came to, it was a good finish, but very fortunate.
You could say the same about ours, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
of course.
It was a deflection more than anything else. But as I said, you've got to make your own luck sometimes. And when you're down there, sort of things like the rub of the green goes against you, and it did with that chance. But it then went for us with the clearance off the line that went our way. The thing is, Nick, what you're saying with potency in front of goal, the lack of creativity in front of goal is the biggest issue.
The ironic thing tonight, boys, is I think Paquetá would have had a field day out there tonight. I really do. I think there was loads of space there. I think we played well enough. I think that the boys were getting the fucking ball around the pitch, and I think he would have been a very dangerous player tonight. It's his petulance the other day. This cost us having him here tonight, and it would have been another.
Yeah,
I can't say that. Yeah, he would have done more than Souček, but you just don't know what Paquetá you're getting, and he's very inconsistent. And I think you're right. Like to say. The thing is, it's not like we're wasting clear-cut chances and you're saying, like, has he not stuck that in the back of the net? It's like Scott says, we're not creating even with Paquetá, we're still not creating clear-cut chances. Don't matter who's in the team. And that's a problem with how we're playing, and the set pieces, like I said, they're not good enough. We scored from a set piece today finally with a little bit of luck, but Bowen on them corners was dreadful.
Dreadful. He was, yeah. No, you're not wrong. Potts wasn't much better either.
No.
They were better, but not much better. But we need to start scoring set pieces. We need to unlock them because we're not scoring enough in open play.
But I thought there were three big positives tonight. I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka was back to his best. I thought Magass was man of the match by a long shot, but Wan-Bissaka was close. Not by a long shot.
But that makes sense.
All right, well, hold on a minute.
But you said Magass was man of the match.
Take glasses off. Take glasses off. You might be able to fucking.
You said Magass.
Yeah, I know. I see. All right, Dan, chill out, mate. Sometimes we say things that we don't mean. I thought he was by a long shot, but I thought Wan-Bissaka wasn't far behind.
That don't make sense.
All right, it don't make sense, but I've said it now, so that is what it is, right? For me, it was a long way. They don't think it was, right? They thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka was very close to him. But listen, I'll take that all day long. But I also thought Todibo needs a special mention tonight. I thought Todibo was excellent tonight. I thought Mavropanos was good, but I thought Todibo especially, because that is a tricky customer to deal with in Buemo, and he dealt with him time after time after time. Didn't give him any space. Every time they hit him on the line, Todibo was there covering. Good strength, good pace. He looks like a player that we signed, and we need that. I thought we was defensively decent tonight. I really did. It wasn't perfect, but I thought we was defensively decent tonight. And what I do think that there is no coalition between that happening and Kilman dropping out the team.
I need to see these performances from these players against the Brightons and the Fulhams. Right, it's all well and good turning up against the big names. We need to see it against, because we see that too many times where they see the bright lights are on a big stage. Let me turn up. I need to see it against. I
think you've seen that with Todibo. You've seen Todibo stepping up since in the last 4 or 5 games. Todibo stepped up. As I said to you, he's been a leader. He's been what we've been lacking. He is stepping up and showing the quality that he has actually got. Like Nicky said, he was brilliant tonight in the way he dealt with Mbeumo and Xerxes, players like that who Mbermo's a great player. Even Cunha from the former Wolves player, another great player. But we dealt with them really, really well as a unit, and that's something that we haven't done. Like you said, Mavropanos didn't stand out in the back line, but didn't really put a foot wrong. And I was chatting to Graham beforehand, and he's going, I still ain't having Mavropanos. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Before Todibo, Mavropanos was our best defender before he got injured.
Shout out to Nui. Tell me if I didn't want to say it because I didn't want people to think, I'm just being miserable, or I'm just seeing things negatively. But you wouldn't have seen this, Nick, but they showed the dressing room afterwards, and it was like we just won a trophy. As if we even won the game. Like they cameras in the dress, and they're like, hey, and all of that. And I'm like, is that? I mean, it's good because it's team morale, but I'm like, we did.
But
just,
Dan, when you've been crap and you've been losing and you're playing poor, to go 1-0 down and to get a point and a well-earned point, sometimes you just need to look at that. You need to sometimes.
That's a fight. Like when you've been out of form as well, we haven't been out of form really. I mean, it was just a poor performance against Liverpool. We'd won 2 and drawn 1 before that. But when you've got that, I think lack of confidence is the word. When you've got like low confidence, like getting a battling point like that, we haven't won a game, all right, since from coming from behind. Since when?
Luton. David Moyes' last home game.
We haven't won a game.
7 points. We've won 7 points from losing positions this season. That's what it said.
We were 1-0 down to Burnley and won 3-2.
And Everton.
That's right.
Everton, we were 1-0 down, weren't we?
Yeah, we didn't.
No, but we drew. Yeah, but we didn't win today, did we?
But apart from Burnley, sorry, it was 2 years ago, and that's not often enough.
I don't believe that.
And I'm sure we were 1-0 down to Newcastle.
Yeah, we've been 1-0 down. We've won 7.
That's Dom's stats. Look, Dom's meant to be this super stat man, and he's giving me stats, right?
The Pratt man, more like.
You fart?
No, it's Cal's fighting, not me.
Disgusting.
Oh my god!
It's Cal's.
But before that, it was probably Luton, David Moyes' last game.
No, Everton. We were 1-0 down to Everton, and we come back and got a point.
No,
winning. Winning.
Yeah.
What do you mean? So, we didn't win today. We didn't win today.
No.
I'm saying that. So we did.
Turn on about.
What's the stat about? Why did he brought that up for?
We haven't won a game from a losing position since there was 2 games since 2 years ago. We've only won like 3 games in about 60 or 80.
How am I supposed to trust that when you didn't think we won any games? Now you're saying 2. I can't trust these stats. These stats.
Well, it's Dom, isn't it? Like, I can't even show you because he'll freak out. But
how are we supposed to trust?
Tell me the proper stat. What's the proper fucking stat here? You're meant to be some stat man. You tell me a stat and it's wrong.
So before this season,
the last
time we come back and won a game was Luton at home.
Moyes'
last home game.
Take that with a massive pinch of salt, everyone. Just take that with a massive pinch of salt.
No, I think that
he reckons that's the case.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to look into that because.
Hold on a minute. Can I just ask a quick? What's the glasses about? You look like Moby. What's going on?
Blue light blocking glasses. There to help sleep, to help set your circadian rhythm.
Well, you sleep?
No, I'm going to sleep. So you don't wear them when you're sleeping. You wear them when you're looking at screens before you sleep.
So then, you like Elton John.
Well, you said Moby, now you're saying Elton John. Make your mind up. Like you couldn't make your mind up whether Magassa was the fucking man of the match by far or Wan-Bissaka.
I think he was by far. These don't think he was by far.
Look at him trying to change it. Don't get him trying to change it.
The thing is, Nick, I thought we were saying earlier before you come on, that midfield 3 now are coming into their own.
They are. Yeah.
They're growing as a team, as a unit.
Confirmed.
It's confirmed that it was Luton
before this
season.
Before this season, yeah. But and that's the big positive we've got to take. That now is our midfield 3. It's now getting everything right around it.
But I think his defence is doing well, but it seems like the attacking trio are struggling a little bit without
We need
with,
pace.
without Somerville. Yeah, without Somerville. Yeah, without any pace,
Where's
and that's worrying. Where is he?
he came on last game and now he was nowhere to be seen.
Somerville.
You know.
So
What?
I've seen in the chat earlier. Apparently, Somerville's not back until the new year.
Great, fantastic.
So
Like we could be adrift by then. We could be adrift, and
this is what we're saying. This is why you need to this is why you need to use Earthy.
mate, we have cup final after cup final coming up. Need to start winning. This point will be good in hindsight if we beat Brighton. If we beat Brighton, I can look back and say, yeah, if we lose to Brighton, not so much.
But also, when the other thing I see today is you see we weren't as deep as we normally are. Wilson played a bit higher, quite a higher line than what we've seen in the past as well. But
I thought we played with a higher tempo.
Yeah. But the gap between Wilson and the other players is still a bit too far. You know, we've still got to get the rest of the team up the pitch. But you know, that was one thing that I did see. I still get annoyed with this 11 men behind the ball when we're defending set pieces and stuff like that. But you know, it's the little things. I'm trying to be positive.
He's had a bit of smoke and the heat's been on Scott. You Nuno in now.
Nope.
He's not Nuno in yet. Oh, look at Def, from Nicky when you said you're not Nuno in.
It'll take a lot, but baby steps.
Yeah. So listen, let's
boys. I'm going to have to go because I'm just about to hit the motorway, and I know the
I'm just about to wrap up anyway. Right. So
safe journey, mate.
All right.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Bono.
It's okay. It's all right there, my boy. I'll see you later. Honestly, but yeah, great show. Don't forget to check out OK Jerseys, everyone. You can get the Iron Maidens and the Iron Maidens and the classics. Nicky's still figuring out how to bloody leave the Philly. He looks so.
I can't do it. I'm just going to sit here.
So do check out code Nicky for 8% off. Start getting them in now because you need to get the orders in for Christmas if you want it for Christmas, right? So Don't leave it like a week before Christmas and all of that stuff. So yeah, go get that in. Thanks for Nicky for joining. Can we all admit he had a fucking howler with that Magassa Wan-Bissaka thing? Come on, we can admit it. He tried to save it at the ending. I know they said, he had a howler. I had to call him out on that. So yes, we'll be back covering the Brighton game and some build up to the Brighton. We're going to try and do some stuff. I think me and Scott, I think we're all out tomorrow. So we'll try and have something up tomorrow and then some stuff over the weekend. Watch Along is back Sunday for Brighton. Huge game. So do join us. And thank you all for watching. Smash the like on your way out. And one thing left to say. Come on.